Live from New York City and now on DirecTV's Audience Network, it's the Nick and Artie Show. Here are Nick DiPaolo and Artie Lang.
We are back, hour number 2 of the Nick and Artie Show. Time for some music, Artie.
Yeah, some good music.
This guy is the guitarist for the Greg Allman Band, and he has his own band here tonight.
That means he's good.
Tremendous. Please welcome to the Guitar Center soundstage, doing Endless Road off the self-titled album, Scott Sharrard and the Brickyard Band. It's Scott Sharrard and the Brickyard Band.
Chase your dream. So I packed up a band and lived within my means, yeah. Well, now so many miles have passed, so many one-night shows, and every day I wait to find another endless road. Like a weight on my back, and people think I must be a playboy, living hard and fast. Well, another night's coming round, another small town show, and every day I wait to find another endless road. Chasing the pace. Well, I only found a dirt parking lot, little bit broken glass. You know, it seems everyone moved on and gave up on soul. And tomorrow I'll wait to find another endless road. That's
Scott Sharrard and the Brickyard Band. They'll be back later on to do a number. We have to take a break. Back after this.
Salud.
Yeah, baby, we are back. Hour number 3 of the Nick and Artie Show. Artie, you ready for more music, my friend?
Absolutely.
Hey, please welcome back to the Guitar Center soundstage doing Shadow Blues off their self-titled album. It's Scott Sharrard and the Brickyard Band, everybody.
Ah.
Cold dark morning, couldn't sleep all night. There's no one lying beside me, and something just ain't right. And darkness is falling, and my shadow follows me. No, no, no matter what I do, he will never set me free. I lost the only woman who understood or cared. I finally went to see the doctor. He said, man, you're gonna be running scared. And darkness is falling. My shadow follows me. No, no, no matter what I do, he will never set me free. What about the future? Living in the past. You know I wake up every day wondering how long this gonna last. And darkness is falling. My shadow follows me, Lord. No, no, no matter what I do, he will never set me free. No, 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 no.
Yeah! Wow! Scott Sharrard and the Brickyard Band, folks. Scott, come on over. You can see them December 2nd right here in New York City at the Smoke and January 25th at the Rodeo Bar.
Wow.
And get that album at iTunes now, Scott Sharrard, the Brickyard Band. Scott, how are you, man?
Very good, thanks, bro.
Wow, dude. Wow.
That is unbelievable. How old are you?
I'm 35.
How do you meet Greg Allman? How's that hookup, and what's that like? 'Cause I'm a huge Allman fan.
Me too.
Huge Allman.
Me too. My
grew
dad
up-
used to take me to see him when I was a kid. You
Right.
know? I met him through a friend of mine, Jay Collins, who's actually the sax player and MD in the band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That must be a fun. Because I've been an Allman Brothers fan my entire life, and I see him at the Beacon whenever I can. What's his health like now? Is he all right?
His health is excellent. He's
Well,
really,
excellence is strong word.
Well, you know.
He's
we
more
got-
upbeat, you said.
Absolutely,
Because of his new
absolutely, man.
liver, and he's in good spirits.
And the voice is just incredible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we just did a real short run, like 5 dates. We got a big winter tour coming up after Christmas.
Right.
And this last 5-day tour, I mean, every night he was just tearing the place apart, man.
Because he does two separate things. He does the Allman Brothers Band.
That's right.
And he does the Greg Allman Band.
That's right.
And the Allman Brothers, he's got Warren Haynes and all the guys. And
Yep, Warren
Butch
and Derek.
Trucks and he's got a whole new. You play with him, you're a top level musician, man. I mean, the slide guitar.
And that was like your audition, right? You sat in with him? And
Yeah.
That's gotta
Back in
nerve-wracking.
2008. Yeah, that's how I sat in with him. I know. As I was saying, like it was a tradition in my family to go see him every summer. So
You're playing with the...
it was nuts. I mean, Allman Brothers Beginnings was one of the first records that
Right.
I really cut my teeth to when I was like 10. You know, that was like one of the big ones. You know.
Yeah.
Isn't it great to watch a Britney Spears video, put the mute, put the mute on and listen to Eat a Peach by the Allmans? That's a good afternoon, right?
That's what he said, though. I was reading about, you said there's only good and bad music. If there's no soul, you got nothing.
That's my
that's
only
it.
rule.
Yeah.
I'm not a big person on genre. You know.
Yeah,
you don't
it's
care
either
what the
good or
genre
not,
is.
right?
That's if it hits me in the gut, I'm there, man.
Yeah, that's what I like about my wife.
Why,
Hey,
why do they call it blue-eyed soul? I don't like that.
what do you mean?
Well, why do they have to differentiate? What's blue-eyed soul? What does that mean?
I don't
Because
know. What is it?
I
That
try
means
not-
you're
I
Caucasian?
try not to pay any attention to that, to be honest. That never really made a difference to me.
No, I never thought of it.
Well, every band we have in here that does, blues and stuff, it says blue-eyed.
Oh.
And I'm just wondering,
That
they have
was
to
some marketing
differentiate
guy
it.
came up with that. I
Yeah,
can tell you that.
that seems to be a
That's a
hook.
bean counter's hook there.
Hey, what's it like? So writing your own music and stuff. It seems like you're having nothing but fun, man. I mean, you make a living on the road doing what you do. I mean, is this just a dream for you or what?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm all about the music, man. That's why I do
Yeah.
it. And in this business right now, we're in a real transitional moment. But I see it coming back
hope
every day.
so.
I see it coming back to it being about the music, and especially the live performance is like really what we have left. So when I get to play with my buddies in this band or my buddies in Greg Allman's band, same thing. It's just every night we're on stage, it's like a celebration to be together and make music, and hopefully we can give that to the people.
You started young in the Milwaukee area, and you left
Yeah.
there at like 19.
Yeah,
you
I
pretty
did.
sewed up that market, and you moved on to New York?
Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. I mean, the Milwaukee blues scene at that time was really rich, and
Was it real? It was a good town for that, huh?
oh
Yeah.
man, it was. I got to play with Buddy Miles was living there from Jimi Hendrix's band.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And Mel Ryan, who played with jazz organist Wes Montgomery, Luther Allison, Hubert Sumlin from Howlin' Wolf's band. Those guys would all hang out, and there were jam sessions you could go to.
Wow.
And, everyone I knew was listening to Pearl Jam, and I was like, digging into like,
you had the
Hubert
real-
solos
Blues.
and Wayne Bennett solos and stuff like that. So-
What? So now, like, at what age do you find that not only you're interested in this, but that you're good at it? Like, how old were you when all this hit you?
Man, I knew from the first time I heard a Chuck Berry record, actually, that
Right.
this is exactly what I was going to do. And my dad's a guitarist singer, so I had music
Wow.
growing up in the house, and I
Okay.
had guitars. And it was like Chuck Berry and Keith Richards. Those two guys, like I had posters of those guys on my wall when I was like 8 or 9.
I love those two guys,
know?
too. Did you see Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll? with
Oh
Keith-
man, that was when I saw that movie. That sealed the deal.
Did you ever see that, Nick?
No.
It's incredible.
Chuck Berry turned 60, so it's 1987. And Keith Richards in St. Louis, Berry's hometown, he puts together a concert with Clapton and Linda Ronstadt. And Keith Richards produces the concert. He's like the musical, director of it.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Chuck Berry puts on a concert at the Fox Theater in St. Louis, and they did a documentary about it. They interview Springsteen and Clapton and a bunch of guys. It's so good.
Wow.
Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll.
No names in that one, huh?
Yeah, check it out. Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll.
You said the New York scene, as far as blues right now, is not very vibrant?
There isn't really one at the moment. When I moved here in, I guess it was 97 or 98, there were a lot of clubs. We had some really seminal clubs, like Dan Lynch's was one that I can think of off the top of my head. Manny's Car Wash.
Manny's Car Wash on the Upper East Side.
I used to play at Manny's. I moved here. I moved in around the corner from Dan Lynch's and watched it close the week I moved here, which was like a tragedy.
Jeez.
I used to go to Manny's Car Wash all the time and see a guitarist. You probably know him, black guy named Johnny.
Johnny Neal?
Not Johnny Neal. Damn, what the hell was his name? My buddies and me used to see him every weekend. We used to go to Manny's and we see him at
Johnny Doe?
Mundo Kane down in the Village. I can't remember his name. Anyway.
Mondo Kane was wild.
Mundo Kane was a great place. So I used to try to go see blues as much as I could, too.
Yeah.
It was always fun. It seemed cooler to me, you know?
I hope it's coming back, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I said, it's live music is like the last vestige of integrity in this business right now. So I'm hoping
explain
that it comes
Explain
back.
what you just said, like transitional time. Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, you know, it's that old, you know, it's the ad hoc response. You know, the internet has kind of freed up the market.
Right.
You know, interestingly, I see what's happening with even the comedy scene with podcasting right now.
Absolutely,
has been a really cool moment that way. And I've discovered a lot of comics that way as well. Like I listen to podcasts all the time, and so I'm hoping for music. It kind of, you know, it also takes part in this whole interconnectedness. And really, it's about being, you know, as a musician, I'm a clinician, I'm a teacher, I play with Greg, I play with my band, I play with another band called CKS Band with some former members of the Brothers and the band. You know, so I'm constantly multitasking to keep it all moving, but I get to do what I want with the music and keep it exactly how I want it, make my records how I want to make them, and get them to people.
What kills me about a guy like you, though, not only you play killer guitar, but you got a great voice. I mean...
Thanks,
It's
man.
That's a good combination.
You know, yeah. I mean, and you said Jimi Hendrix is like the pinnacle of that
Jimmy
type
for
of,
me
right?
is like, yeah, he's got the whole 360, man. It's like name a thing the guy couldn't do, including as a showman. You know,
He also looked like a rock star. He looked cool. He had style. He was skinny, good looking. You know, and he didn't look like an accountant. You know what I mean? Like some guys. Like I always say, Billy Joel now, a real talented guy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look like a rock star. Like Springsteen somehow still looks like a rock star. It's got nothing to do with ability. It's sort of like the whole, like you say, Hendrix was that whole package, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When he had that background of being a sideman in New York, actually.
Right.
You know, he was in Harlem playing with, you know, backing up Wilson Pickett.
And the Cafe Wa in the Village a little bit.
That's
too,
right,
right.
yep.
Right by Nick and I always play the Comedy Cellar.
Which is
which is connected
the
to
same
it.
owner.
Yeah.
And the owner at the time, he always tells a story. Menachem Dwarman is his name. Bob Dylan came in to audition. He told him to get lost.
Oh, man.
He thought his voice stunk. I was writing Dylan's book to his autobiography.
The guy Manny said, "Go back to Minnesota."
And he's passed on, this guy, but he was a great. You know, we hung out with him.
Great guy to talk to. He owned the Comedy Cellar and the Cafe Wa. Then he sold the Cafe Wa,
Yeah,
right?
I think so, yeah.
Quite a bit of money. But.
Scott, thanks so much, though. This has been a pleasure, man.
Been a
to have
pleasure
such
for us, man.
a quality musician.
It's a great hang.
band. Fellas, thank you so much.
Sounds great in here.
Yeah, come back, guys.
Go out and get Scott Sharrard and the Brickyard Band now. You can get it on iTunes and anywhere. And again, December 2nd, New York City at the Smoke, and then January 25th at the Rodeo Bar.
That's
Go
correct.
see him.
Thanks
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, fellas.
It's Nick and Artie. We got a break. We'll be back after this with Dave Attell.